Yep. What is up, guys? Good afternoon. Happy Friday. So I have my fourth and final upgrade for the Wizard X220, guys. This is the final upgrade that I'm going to do to this Wizard. So if you've been watching my other videos, you know I've already upgraded the camera, I've upgraded the battery charging system, and now comes the time where I'm going to put on a set of Aomway FPV antennas. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so here's the antennas here, and they come in a nice little cardboard box here from Aomway. I actually ordered these from Banggood.com. So I actually got a set of two. Look at that, they give you little protective caps now. Put that off to the side for a minute. Let's go ahead and pull these bad boys out here. Toss that to the side. So we get two FPV antennas. Now, as far as I can tell, guys, these two are exactly the same. So they are polarized. You can see that there. They look really nice. Aomway branding on the bottom. You got your RP SMA connector there. Okay, so that's one of them. And if we look here in the bag, there is a second one that I'm actually going to attach to my Eachine VD2 Pro FPV goggles. And hopefully, with these two antennas on there, that's going to make a difference. So as you can tell, guys, they look exactly the same. They both have the same connector at the bottom. Same branding on the bottom. See if we can zoom in here. There we go. So yeah, I don't see any difference in these two antennas. So I don't think it matters which one you put on the drone versus the goggles, because you know, in the drone you have the transmitting device, and in the goggles you have the receiving. But as long as you put these antennas on, I don't think it makes a difference. Hopefully not. Alright, so let's see if we can get our little protective cap on there. They give you a nice little protective cap here. So we're going to try to fit this in there. And it looks like maybe... Okay, I think we're getting somewhere here. Got it in there. And it should just snap in. I'm guessing. But it's not snapping in. So, I don't want to bend it. Let me try to take this off camera and see what we can come up with. Alright guys, I got the protective cap on here. I just had to kind of push them up in there, and you can see there's tiny little slots in the plastic for the wire, and you just kind of push it up in there and it slides right in. That looks pretty cool. Got a little protective cap there. I believe this is right-hand polarized. Let me double check here. Doesn't say on the box. RP SMA. Maybe it's left polarized. 4-loop. Alright. So we got our cap on there. Go ahead and get our cap on the other one. Alright, so like I was saying, you just kind of push this in there. Line up your four legs, basically, on the... And then you just kind of push it in there until it feels like you're going to force it, but it's fine. It won't hurt it. And just kind of push it. You'll hear a little click, and then you're in. Locked on the place there. You got your Aomway branding there. Looking right professional looking. So now we've got both of our antennas with the protective caps on, which I like. So in case you do, you know, get an impact or whatever, it'll hopefully help save it. We're on the topic of antennas. I wanted to let you know I went ahead and moved my 2.4 gigahertz control antennas that were mounted up here on these metal poles, these metal brackets for the frame. I did have them mounted up like this. However, if you look, I think it's this one here. Maybe it's the other one. Let me see. Oh yeah. If you look right, I'm trying to get the camera there. Right there. I'm trying to point to it. Right there. My propeller was actually coming around, and if it moved just a little bit, you see how much clearance is between that propeller and that frame right there. There's not much at all, and it was actually striking that antenna a little bit. So I didn't like that. I didn't want to take the risk of it cutting up my antenna wires, so I mounted them like this to move them. We're going to get ready to install our new Aomway antenna. Stock antenna is not bad, but I feel like the Aomway's is going to be better. Less breakup, less noise. So we don't have our battery hooked up at all. We don't want any kind of power going on right now. We don't want to damage our. Turn that just a little bit, and it should unscrew. But yeah, we never want to power up the drone with the transmitter not attached. You can blow the transmitter out, which luckily we didn't the first time I accidentally turned it on. But yeah, the stock antenna is not bad, but you know, I'm anxious to see how this new antenna is gonna act. So we're gonna go ahead and screw this on here by hand. Yeah, she looks mean with that on there. Look at that. I like that. Gonna go ahead and tighten it up by hand, nice and snug. Oh yeah, she's getting snug now. Yep, and then we're just going to take our pliers and just going to tighten up just a little bit more. Make sure we get a good connection. There we go. I can't loosen it by hand, so that's good. Nice and tight there. So that's what she looks like now with the new Aomway antenna. Check that out. That looks pretty cool, man. So let's see how much higher it sits up. So it sits up a little bit higher than the stock antenna. So hopefully we don't crash and tear it up too bad. But yeah, that's what it looks like sticking straight up. I'm wondering if I can bend it. I don't want to bend it too much. I wonder if I could bend it back a little bit, kind of like that, just to help with the if it does crash and land like that. It'd be nice to mount it straight out of the back like these. That way if you did crash, you know, it wouldn't be such a big deal. But we'll see how this works. I haven't crashed it yet, thank goodness. But I've been really fortunate and really lucky. And I've been flying it in horizon mode the whole time, so that makes a big difference as well. I'm really ready to start transitioning into acro mode or whatever. So nervous and excited at the same time about that. Go ahead and tighten this up on, or actually we're going to take off our stock antenna off of my FPV goggles here, the Eachine VRD2s. So we're just going to loosen this antenna up. Not that it's a bad antenna, but I feel like Aomway's better quality. When I showed you, if I can pop this cap off, when I showed you the inside of, you know, I mean, it's okay. It's not bad, but when you look at the Aomway, okay, you look at the precision of the Aomway and the precision of those wires, and then you look at this one, you're like, yeah, I feel like this could definitely be better. So we'll go ahead and save these antennas for some spares and try out our little protective cap back on there. It's nice to give you a little protective cap there in case you crash your goggles. Nah, not going to crash the goggles unless you drop them off your face, that is. So we're going to go ahead and tighten this up, and this one's actually a little bit shorter than the stock antenna. So I'll put the stock antenna up there. You can see it was kind of high up. So we'll go ahead and tighten this up here since we got two Aomway antennas. Sorry, my dogs are eating right now. You probably hear them grunting and groaning. Go ahead and tighten this up snug, which we did. That one's nice and snug. And boom, there we are. So now we got our goggles with our new Aomway FPV antenna there. Looks pretty sharp. Alright guys, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go out back, and I'm going to do a quick little flight. We're going to record it with the goggles, and we're just going to see, you know, see everything in motion and see how everything handles with all the new upgrades. See you in a minute.